That's
So
amazing.
here we are,
Okay,
many
so
years later.
Is that your main bread and butter? Like, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's what gives me the money.
do you have to pay cash or do you have financing structures on your side?
So I used to pay cash. I've done a number. There's so many ways we can buy these. I actually just did a little podcast on like the 5 ways you can get creative financing. But yes, I used to pay cash. I used to assign my contracts. I would get it under contract and, sell it to a cash buyer. I would use the sellers to do a seller carryback, seller financing.
Yeah.
I didn't care I just wanted to get the property somehow or another. I just wanted to buy the property no matter what it took. And I would figure out a way to sell it. I've never not been able to sell any piece of land. Over 350 parcels of land, I've been able to sell every single one of them.
Wow.
Wow.
There's so many ways to buy them, so many ways to sell them.
I'm so eager.
Yeah.
This is such a piece of information I've never really thought about at length on like the deal structure, but I'm familiar with all things that you're talking about, like functionally how that works. But so like, paint me like a hypothetical land deal, like, roughly what's a target size, purchase price, and then what would you do?
Think about land, like every one of them's like a blank canvas. So it's really good to have a little bit of creativity and not be like stuck in a box, even though that a lot of my lands were like boxes. Like I started with desert squares, but I'll tell you the first one I did, and then I'll tell you kind of how we do it now. I really made a lot of mistakes and I just failed forward. The first one, I was mailing people a postcard that was handwritten that said, "Hey, I'd like to buy your land in, El Paso County, Colorado. If you're interested in all cash, fair price offer, call me or text me. God bless you." And if anybody wants a copy of that, they can get it from the Land Sharks, thelandsharks.com/postcard. I still use that to this day. I changed it up a little bit though, and I'll talk about that. But I sent out 680 of those to people that were on the county held tax lien list. This is land that's so inefficient, not buildable, not accessible, garbage land that no one wants. People weren't paying the back taxes, nor would a tax lien investor even pay the back taxes. I didn't know that. I had no clue.
So there's taxes owed on it. Like they're delinquent.
Taxes owed for like years. Like the county should have took it. Yeah, wow. The county should have took it from them. So they get my letter and they're like, "This dummy, we'll sell it to him." Yeah, absolutely. And the first guy that calls me was a CPA. He wasn't in like dire need. He's like, "Brent, I owe $285 on this land for taxes. You can have it." I was like, "Okay, can I go look at it?" And so I went and looked at it. Long story short, I had no clue what I was looking at. It's on the Pike National Forest in Palmer Lake, Colorado. And it's really crazy. This is in 2020, early 2016, January. Fast forward, I did like 20 lots out there. And I just talked to the gentleman earlier this week that I sold 20 of those lots to. And he's going to make like $3.9 million on it. And I'll get into how he's making all that money. So I didn't make nearly that much money on them.
But you strung 20 lots together, essentially, or?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first one I did. I got that one. I bought it. I got it under contract for $285.
That's insane.
$285.
Yes, U.S., wow. Not pesos, but U.S. dollars.
Wow.
But I called the seller. I said, "It looks great. I'm going to figure this out." So I started calling all the realtors like in that area.
Yeah.
Well, that was the goal. That was the plan. You know how many it took? One. I called the real estate office on a Saturday and she's like very familiar with the area. I told her what I had. I said, "What do you think you can list it for?" She said, $10,000. I was like, "What?" Like I'm making $4,000 a month and I'm working like 60 hours a week for the military. And I'm like, "Oh my God, 10,000. I'm buying it for almost $300. So she's like, "Well, Brent, what if I make you an offer on it?" I was like, "Make it." And she's like, $5,000. I was like, "When do you want to buy it?" She said, "Next week." I said, "All right, let me go get the deed and I'll bring it to the title insurance company." I didn't run title insurance check. I didn't do like no lien search. Stupid, right? Dumb stuff. I had 8 rentals at the time. I should have known better. And I had a real estate license that I let go back. So I bring that deed to land title and on a Tuesday, and I told the seller, I was like, I'm going to have your money for you on Wednesday. I sold the land. I just got to go pick up this certified check. Is it okay? And yeah, it's whatever. He transferred the deed over to me. So I got paid my certified check on Wednesday. I deposited it, and I met him at the coffee shop next to Fort Carson Army base, and gave him his check for $285. And I just been doing it more and more and more. Fast forward to the guy that I sold a bunch of those to. He ended up getting all the approvals from the city and the county to get the road put in over the railroad tracks. But he had like 9 lawsuits against him also because the neighbors, it's called NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Yeah.
They didn't want anybody blocking the view on their multi-million-dollar houses behind them. So he's like looking at like a $150,000 retainer to pay this attorney to get him out of all these lawsuits. But he did a little special deal with the government to where he could sell basically tax credits. And he's like selling tax credits to big companies like Google. He's pocketing like $3.5 million.
Well,
I don't understand all of it.
They're not going to build on it.
Nope.
Right?
They need tax credits because they're called green credits basically. And I don't know all the ins and outs about it. But I was like starting to feel bad. This guy paid me all this money for this land, but he hit a home run.
Oh, dude. Well, and so funny, he's getting sued, but they don't understand that he's not even going to attempt to build on it.
Right.
It's all gone. They dropped them all.
Okay. So he's out of it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So just because I want to know, I want to go all the way through it. So $285, you had clear title. So there wasn't any liens or anything.
Yeah. There's just the tax lien. That was it.
The 285.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was it.
So and the seller didn't
you netted
it.
Whatever, $4,700.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so you just started doing that, and you can flip them quickly.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you could get so lucky by calling real estate offices, in the local area.
Well, that's a good point. Like, the people that would be like the land brokers or land realtors, they're going to know, and they're going to be wanting to flip it. So you're kind of wholesaling land in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Any man can get lucky if they ask enough women. That's it. Like, you got to just make enough calls.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. The second one I bought for $500. And you'd thought I'd learned how to do it with a realtor. The second one, I changed the whole process up. I put it on Craigslist, and I just wanted my $500 out of it. So I put it for $500 down, $400 a month, total of $5,000. And that guy brought me cash that bought it like within a week to my house, and we did a contract for deed. And that's the one that changed everything for me. That's the one that was getting me $400 a month.
So now you're getting an income stream. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's paying my truck payment. And I had a conversation with my wife, Emily. I was like, we just got to do this 10 more times and we're financially free.
And so is that what you did? Kind of slowly but surely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At 18 months, I built an income of like $12,000 a month gross. Okay. That was gross. Yeah. Obviously not all of that was, I borrowed money from Peter and paid Paul, like little things like that. Yeah. I got a USAA loan on one for $30,000. That one was an awesome one. I bought that one for $75,000, and the seller did a carryback at 0% interest.
Nice.
I turned around and sold it for $30,000 down.
Okay.
And $638 a month for 30 years. That one I made $150,000 on over the 6 years of financing that I did for them. That's where the power comes from, is being the bank.
Yeah, you're in essence driving your principal value ridiculously high just because you can carry. Can carry. Like whenever I'm looking for land, okay, so I've always wanted to put up, because we're in manufactured housing. So Nimbyism is like, we make our money
boy,
on Nimbyism because it's mobile home parks in the middle of the cities now,
Yes.
But then I've always, I have people that work with us now, people that ask me just where we live. So we live in San Diego. All of our investment properties are out of state for the most part. Phoenix, Tucson.
It's nice not to see those.
Yeah. Well, and the best thing we ever did was buy elsewhere, because then we can't drive to it.
Yeah.
A lot of people get bogged down because you have to go out there and you get called in the middle of the night. You're like, all right, I'll come check it out. That was never an option for us because we started buying all over.
Yeah. We had to figure it out, how to manage from afar and really get those processes and procedures in play. So yeah,
Phoenix, it's a true
Tucson,
business owner.
And Dallas kind of is where we're consolidated now.
All right. If you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and check out the description below for our websites listed. Thanks a lot for joining.